We get our first race now for the Cooper S's, Coopers and Open class. And a good start from Scott Adam, the orange and blue car from the second row of the grid, ahead of poleman Carlito Morocco into the first corner. But that's where it all stopped going right for the organisers. A multi-car pile-up brought the race to a damaging and very rapid conclusion. From Rob Austin's onboard seat, Tim Porter and Stu Lane both get sideways. Austin does as well, probably cold tyres on the damp track. And there's contact there as cars spear off left, right and centre. Sam and Martin Hathaway's machines also taken out, and they will not restart the race. Carlito Morocco does, however, on pole position, looking happy to get a second chance at a decent getaway, and alongside him on the front row of the grid is Scott Jeffs. Scott Adam and Rob Austin on row 2. Austin, I think, got away scot-free from the incident. He is there, so too is Tim Porter. Stu Lane is not, though, on row 3 of the grid, so there are gaps all over the place as we get away for the second time of asking. And the second grid of cars waiting to go, that is the Coopers. So the Cooper S field plunges once more into Old Hall, this time being cautious to get a little more temperature in their tyres, I think, before the start of the race. So it is Carlito Morocco that leads, but another good start from Scott Adam. He's second ahead of Scott Jeffs, the black car with the orange highlights. Family battle here, 83 Laura Davis ahead of 121 Jonathan Davis. Carlito Morocco leading them down through Lakeside and around Island Bend. Scott Adam, the blue and orange car, in second place. Fourth place, Rob Austin. Seems to have avoided major damage in that first start kerfuffle. And he's giving chase to Scott Jeffs, the black and orange machine just in front. Still a few spits and spots of rain. It's going to make life tricky for these cars. Keith Isaac there, 81 in the middle of this three-way battle. Richard Mills in front of him, Simon Clark behind. So this is 5th, 6th and 7th. Then the little group behind them, Jonathan Davis in 8th. And here comes our leader, Carlito Morocco. Scott Adam looking for a way through. That's not happening. Morocco, Scott Adam, Scott Jeffs with the orange highlights on his black car, and Rob Austin, the top 4. And at the moment it is battling for first and second, and then for third and fourth. Carlito Morocco into Druids, the double apex right-hander, with Scott Adam right behind him. And they are pulling away fast from Scott Jeffs in third place with the orange highlights, and Rob Austin in fourth position. And behind them, another matte black car. Black's the new black. Richard Mills in 5th place there. He is ahead of yellow and black Keith Isaac. Simon Clark, the Mini Cooper red with the white roof. And then they're being caught fast by number 121, Jonathan Davis, who's got ahead of Laura. And Tim Porter has also got ahead of Laura Davis. Cooper class, our poleman Sam Walton leads from Max Bladen, who lined up third on the grid. Unbeaten so far this season, Bladen piling the pressure on the leader. Looks to the inside on the exit of the chicane, contact, big slide from Walton. Oh, and Bladen can't avoid hitting him again. Through on the inside goes Josh Golan, around the outside though with the black roof, the red car. That is Kyle Reid, who is second in class on the grid. He has the lead. Blue roof on the red car, Josh Golan second, Sam Weller goes through the third, and down to the tail of the group goes Sam Walton. In front of him is Brad Hutchinson. We're looking at the back of Will Neal's car, and Will Neal is behind Max Bladen in fourth. Challenge for 5th position, but Hutchinson can't get by Will Neal. So big change there in the Cooper class. Max Bladen might have some explaining to do in the stewards' room. He will argue there was a gap at the chicane to try and make that pass. Meanwhile, lead battle, Kyle Reid number 20, Josh Golan number 17. Golan pushing. Good run out of Old Hall. Sam Weller, the white car, in third. Bladen in 4th place. Down the hill towards Cascades, through the inside, Golan. Oh, didn't quite get the overlap he needed there. That's a bit of a risky move anyway. Here comes Sam Weller, and behind him Max Bladen with the orange rear with the blue nose. So it is still number 20, Kyle Reid, who leads, but look at this, Sam Weller around the outside for second place. Can he get by Josh Golan? No, he can't. Island Bend too tight. But here comes Max Bladen down the inside of Sam Weller. This class is so tight that if you make a move and it doesn't stick, you lose out and onto the grass. Weller and Bladen took all the racing room, and again the stewards might have a little word with him about that. You really want to try and leave a bit of chance for your rivals to survive. Carlito Moracco with the Italian colours on the bonnet to car number 176, our race leader, leading the Cooper S class. Scott Adams still all over the back of him, and they still have Scott Jeffs number 90 and 24 Rob Austin for company, but it is still about Moracco holding off Adam. Into Old Hall, and Carlito Moracco just with a couple of car lengths on board with Rob Austin. Right in front of us, Scott Jeffs. Jeffs attacking Scott Adam as they came out of Old Hall. Down into Cascades, sweeping out left along the fast flat section, leads out towards the Shell Oils hairpin. And in the Cooper class, number 20 Kyle Reid still under pressure from Josh Golin, and down the inside trying to hang on to his place, Will Neal, or to retake it from Brad Hutchinson on board with Will. And he should get fourth place back. He's got the right line for the first corner. Oh, and running out wide. That is the second place car in the Cooper S class. Scott Adam drops to fourth position in the queue. Well, what happened here? Shell Oils hairpin just carried too much speed, got too high up the banking and onto the grass. All of his own making that mistake. Struggling Tim Porter in the Cooper S class ahead of the Cooper leader, still number 20 Kyle Reid from Josh Golin, and then the resurgent number 9 Sam Walton back in front of Max Bladen, Brad Hutchinson and Will Neal, and Sam Weller after his grassy excursion has been bounced all the way to the back of the queue. But it does look as though Walton and Bladen are back in it for third position. That is now a five-way tussle behind our leaders. Carlito Moracco trying to hold off Scott Jeffs, who's on the inside, just takes the lead. Great move at the island bend. And now Carlito Moracco will have to try and fight his way back in front. So Scott Jeffs leads, Carlito Moracco in second, Matt Blackcar, Rob Austin in third, and Moracco looking for an overlap. Ooh, piling on the pressure here with Rob Austin. This could all play well for him. If the lead duo get tangled up, suddenly he might find himself as our race leader. Over Hilltop and down into the braking area for Hislop chicane. Wipers on Scott Jeffs' car. Now, is that just because he's flicked them on by mistake? I think it is. Doesn't look like it's raining. Scott Jeffs leads from Carlito Moracco, our pole man. Rob Austin in third. Down to fourth place with a grassy moment last time round was Scott Adam. Frantic Cooper squabble continues. Kyle Reid from Josh Golin. Sam Walton, Max Bladen, that's your top four. Brad Hutchinson right with them. Golin looking again to try and find a way by race leader Kyle Reid, and the others waiting to pick up the pieces. Golin, is he going to the inside? He is. That's a mistake. He's on the grass. He can't hold it, and they both bounce around. Somehow they're still in it, but off has gone number 9 Sam Walton, a long way off, and that's a big impact there, and that will have done a lot of damage to the car. And he's pulling off. His race is over, I think, and still the battle continues. So somehow Kyle Reid held on there. Max Bladen up to second. Will Neal up to third. Got ahead of Brad Hutchinson, who goes around the outside. Hutchinson in the paler of the yellow cars. Debris everywhere, and they're all trying to avoid it. Bladen in second with the blue nose. Still 2 yellow cars for third. Will Neal's on the outside. Can he squeeze through? There's contact again. There was always going to be contact again. Neither of them gave an inch. Will Neal loses out. He was on the inside, got spun to the outside. Somehow Brad Hutchinson survived that one as well. Carlito Moracco back in the race lead. Rob Austin back down to fourth in this train. Cars going off everywhere. Somebody has just gone off on the edge of the Shell Oils hairpin in front of them. Here comes the leader. 29, that's Morgan Jones coming back on as Carlito Moracco runs through the debris. Let's hope nobody picks up punctures from that. And they are catching one of the back markers, and that is Adrian Norman in front of them. So that will slow this little group down. More jeopardy for the race leader. And Norman staying out of the way on the left. Rob Austin, will he get by as well? Sure that Adrian Norman will try and let that group go through as there's contact between the leaders. They just go straight across the grass. Carlito Morocco comes out where he was in front of Scott Jeffs, who stays where he was in front of Scott Adam, and Rob Austin is fourth as he was. So no harm, no foul. Well, I'm sure they'll have to go and explain themselves to stewards before going straight across the chicane, but that definitely was a racing incident. Lots of damaged cars here. Carlito Morocco trailing some of his underfloor, and the battle is hotting up for second. Is it going to be three wide? It nearly is. Rob Austin stays on the inside of Scott Adam, can't get through. Adam bounces out wide again. Another off-track excursion for him. Carlito Morocco across the line, and somebody is being shown the black and white driving standards flag. Maybe they're just holding it out for everybody. Second place, Scott Jeffs. Third place, 24, Rob Austin, ahead of the blue car of Scott Adam. See how much the cars are moving around here. Drivers right on the ragged edge. Carlito Morocco closing in on another tail ender. That's more jeopardy for the race leader. On board again with Rob Austin. Little wobbly as he comes out of Island Bend and into the braking area for the Shell Oils hairpin. They're all trying to thread their way around the debris. Contact again at the front of the Cooper field, and that is Max Bladen zigzagging through the chicane after contact with Kyle Reid under braking. He was trying to go around the outside of the class leader, still comes back on in second. It's going to be an entertaining debrief for all these drivers later, isn't it? Third place, Brad Hutchinson. Oh, and trouble on the last lap for Rob Austin. Into the barriers heavily. Well, what a way to end the race for him. And that contact has put him out on the last lap. Going by back marker and then moves immediately to try and make a pass down the inside into Hizzies, but unfortunately was not by the Cooper car, and contact and into the barriers the result. Battle on for victory. Carlito Morocco, the checkered flag awaits. Scott Jeffs right behind him, just a car length in it. I'm not sure that Jeffs is going to get there unless the slower car of Henry Neal trips him over. No, victory for Carlito Morocco. 4 tenths behind is Scott Jeffs. Scott Adam in third. In the Coopers, here we go. Last time of asking, Max Bladen. Can he keep his unblemished record alive? Kyle Reid is in front. Number 20 has painted to the white line on the inside as they come down to Lodge. Bladen will try and go around the outside, but Kyle Reid may have just enough. Reid and Bladen, Bladen and Reid. No, it is Kyle Reid who is going to claim victory here in Oulton Park. Bladen in second and Hutchinson in third. Well, that is a big win for Kyle Reid ahead of Max Bladen, and Carlito Morocco claiming victory here in the first race at Oulton Park. Close battle right to the end in both categories, and our Cooper winner Kyle Reid, car showing lots of scars of battle. Despite finishing a lap behind, Tim Porter fourth just off the podium in Cooper S's, but a titanic battle in both categories here at Oulton Park. After 2 race starts and a frantic battle, our Cooper S winner, Carlito Morocco.
Yeah, it rained before the start of the race actually, so we had to make a call, and I said to Dad, put wets in the rear, and that wasn't the best call. It was great fun, but it was the wrong call to make, but we held it, and I had a good race. I had a lot of fun, and I get a first win here. It's great.
Kyle Reid, the winner in a very tight Cooper tussle.
I got away on my own for a while, and then Max got up and he can go some, but I got that. Took his clear wins off him now, so I'm chuffed.
Getting there as well, you won. On the top of the podium, yeah. There we are.
Our second race for the combined Cooper S, Cooper and Open class field. Tim Porter on the reverse grid pole for race 2 here. ahead of Scott Adam, Scott Jeffs, and first-time race winner Carlito Morocco. Martin Poole is the pole sitter in the Cooper class further back. They will start after a short pause. Away go our Cooper S leaders then. Tim Porter makes a good getaway. We're on board with Richard Mills starting in 8th position. White and black car on the left is Chloe Hewitt. And around her goes Richard Mills, and Jonathan Davis gets by as well. Jonathan Davis right in front as we exit Old Hall and down the avenue onto the brakes as we sweep into Cascades. Red and black is Tim Porter and Carlito Morocco going the long way around the outside of Scott Adam, being bold right from the start of the race and trying to go between them. Scott Jeffs, that is not a good idea on the straight, and it is definitely not a good idea into Island Bend. And oh, trouble for Brad Hutchinson behind in the Cooper class. He is off at Cascades. His race gets 2 corners and no further. Martin Poole, the Cooper leader, ahead of the white car of Sam Weller, then Max Bladen in 3rd. All 3 wide here. This is trouble into Island Bend. It is trouble. 107 off on the outside, fast. Greg Barnard. Will Neal's off as well, and he's not alone. So Greg Barnard hard into the barriers, end of his race, I fancy. Oh, and Will Neal has met the barriers as well. Now, can he get going again? Yes, he can. How badly damaged is the car? Adrian Norman also went off there. And change of lead. Scott Adam leads from Carlito Morocco. And Morocco going slowly. Tim Porter goes by him. On board with Scott Jeffs. Yellow flags are out, safety car board. So had Carlito Morocco seen that, there may be some positions that need handing back. Brad Hutchinson in a gravel at Cascades, out of the race. Adrian Norman didn't come round either. There he is, out of the race at the Shell Oils hairpin. So let's take a look at what happened on board with Hutchinson. 3rd place down into Cascades, clattered off, and he goes, come on, what was that all about? That was number 20, our race winner, Kyle Reid, and 3 wide here, never going to end well. Will Neal on the outside, waiting for the impact, and oh dear. Luckily, he avoided Adrian Norman's car. Lights off on the safety car, ready to go. Green flag racing once more. Scott Adam will head the field. Tim Porter in 2nd. Carlito Morocco in 3rd, Scott Jeffs in 4th position. Then 121, Jonathan Davis. And a little gap back to the Cooper class, and it is still our pole sitter who leads, which is Martin Poole. Away we go then, jumping away, Scott Adam, Tim Porter. Going to come under pressure. No, he's not, because Carlito Morocco just goes straight by, no pressure at all. Completely got the jump on Tim Porter. Maybe Porter gave him that position back there the first chance he could. But the change, of course, happened as the safety car boards came out, and Tim Porter, maybe wisely there, deciding that giving the place back was better than trying to argue later with the stewards. So on board with Scott Jeffs in 4th place, but closing fast through Island Bend here. Nearly flat out left-hander, but you could see trail braking from Tim Porter there. Down the inside into the bank Shell Oils hairpin. Great corner, looking all the way round, looking for the exit as you sweep then out round towards the chicane at Denton's. Tim Porter in 3rd place, 2nd place Carlito Morocco, but the race leader is the blue and orange car of Scott Adam. Here we go, Scott Jeffs got a run on Tim Porter, out of the first chicane, over hilltop, he's alongside, down the inside into the braking area for Hislops, but Tim Porter brakes late and deep there, hangs on to 3rd position. So good battle for the final podium spot, just about to be joined, I think, by Jonathan Davis. Tiny little bit of an overlap there, no major contact. Scott Jeffs keeping it clean, all over Tim Porter. And through this left-hand crest and into the double right-hander at Druids, throws it to the inside. There's room for different lines here, not much, but just enough. And again, Jeffs tries, and Porter clings on. Scott Adam leads from Carlito Morocco. The gap has come right down Scott Adam had a couple of off-track excursions in the first race. He needs to avoid those here or Carlito Morocco will be long gone. Morocco had so much speed out of Deer Leap and down into Old Hall away from the restart. Doesn't quite manage to get the jump there. Back with our Cooper class. Sam Weller, number 6 in second, under pressure down the inside from Max Bladen, who goes through. Race still being led by the pole man, but only just. Max Bladen with a really good run there. So it is still Martin Poole, number 49. Max Bladen and Sam Weller side by side for second place. Bladen with the inside line, but Weller, the white car, with the racing line. Owen Walton there, number 91, 8th place. Pushing on Michael Bamber, number 4 in front of him, both of them with novice crosses. Ooh, a little bit of a meandering line there from Marco Haig in front of Josh Golin. 17 with the marks on the door from contact on the opening lap. And still out front is Martin Poole from Max Bladen with the blue nose and the orange rear, and the white car of Sam Weller in third. Well, for the first time this season, we saw Max Bladen beaten in race 1. That was by Kyle Reid, who currently lies 4th. And at the moment, he is being headed by Martin Poole, who's out-qualified as well. It's not often that Max Bladen has not been at the front for every lap of the weekend. Nothing in it for the lead. Scott Adam just in front of Carlito Morocco. Now, can Morocco pull something out of that hat here? He's been pushing behind Scott Adam, but has not managed to find a way through. Adam defensive, middle of the road as they get to Lodge. Can Morocco get a run on him through Deer Leap? He's got a much better line. Is there enough room? Here comes Carlito Morocco looking for his second win of the weekend. Checker flag is out, and Scott Adam beats him to it by 17 hundredths of a second. Scott Jeffs on the podium in third. He was second in race 1. Adam was third in race 1 that Carlito won. So it's the same 3 men on the podium for both encounters in the Cooper S's. And here comes the Cooper battle. It is still Martin Poole from Max Bladen and Sam Weller holding off Kyle Reid. Can Bladen get a win here at Oulton Park at all? No, he cannot. He's not close enough. Martin Poole takes his first win in Coopers. Max Bladen in second, and third goes to Sam Weller. Well, 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 that is one for the diary. What a topsy-turvy weekend for the mini challenge in all classes here. Victory for Scott Adam and victory for Martin Poole. Confirmation of those results. Max Bladen beaten for the second straight race. Is the charm over in Coopers? Carlito Morocco, Scott Adam and Scott Jeffs, the podium men once more, and it is Scott Adam who is our race 2 winner.
To nick the lead down at Shell Oils, whatever the hairpin's called, and then the safety car came out and helped me out a bundle really, because Carlito was coming for me. So I think another lap or two, and I might have been in a bit of trouble, but I did what I had to do, and you know, and we've come away with the result, which is brilliant.
Lots of big smiles all round, and one of the biggest definitely from Martin Poole.
Maybe a short race, but first win, best feeling ever. And the biggest cheer I've had of everybody as well. I got all my friends from work and all the team. Just great. The team's perfect. Couldn't ask for any better.
2 second places keep Max Bladen very firmly on top of the Cooper points, but looking Cooper-esque, Scott Adam barely more than a dozen ahead of Tim Porter.